Welcome to the Market Like a Queen video podcast. This is Donna Marie Johnson, and I am excited to share with you our live Twitter chat by video, so that you can see the replay on your own time. So thank you for taking the time to watch these videos, and if you want to see past videos, you can easily find them at MarketLikeAQueen.com. Just go over there and you'll see the link for the video page in the menu area. If you're using a mobile device, you may not see it in the menu area on your mobile device, but just put /video, and let me double check on that. So yes, /video, marketlikeaqueen.com /video will let you see our past Startup Strong chat video recaps. Now, this awesome opportunity that we have today, and by the way, the dates of these events, if you do want to watch live on Twitter, it's every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's going to be at twitter.com. All you do is type in this little hashtag here. See, it has the little pound sign or number sign in front of it. You just type that in and you'll be with us on our Twitter chat. There you go. See, there are the instructions there for you too. When you type in the hashtag, you're going to do that up here at the top of the Twitter page. See where it says, has a little search bar here. You're going to type in hashtag Startup Strong and you'll see all the posts. And you'll be able to also tweet out using hashtag Startup Strong. So you can also use that in your own tweets. Then I'll see what you're tweeting and I'll be able to reply to you. And definitely also, please use this button here. This retweet button is grayed out because these are my tweets. I can't retweet my own tweets. But use this little double arrow button here so that you can share what I've been posting with your friends and colleagues and encourage them. Now, what we're talking about today is how you can recognize, refuse, and reject confidence stealers. And we're going to be talking about a very specific confidence stealer today. Going to move on past that post. That's not something that I posted. All right. Today we're going to talk about major confidence stealer of bad listening habits. Bad listening habits. Now, bad listening, and this comes from the blog article I also shared. I'll show you where to find that at the end here. Of course, it's at marketlikeaqueen.com /blog if you want to see the blog article. But I shared about a little bit about bad listening and kind of where that comes from. Sometimes it's internal. Sometimes you have bad listening skills, not necessarily because you're just trying to not listen. Sometimes it's just because you have your own filters, your own way of thinking of things, your own way of seeing things. And sometimes that can cloud how you listen. And most people are not aware of it when they have these issues with being able to really listen to other people. And in our case today, we're specifically talking about listening to your clients and your customers. If you can't listen well to them, you will never be able to build a good marketing relationship with them. They will not trust you because they'll see that you're not really hearing them and you don't really understand their needs. So let's move on. So major confidence stealer being bad listening. I talked about some of the internal piece of that, but it's not just internal. Some of it is just bad habits. And so we'll talk about one of those bad habits here in just a second. I want you to pay close attention to the picture. Isn't he cute? Isn't he adorable? See what he's doing? He's putting his hands over his ears. You're tuning out your audience sometimes because you hear feedback that you don't want to hear. They're talking about you're a baby, you're a business. They called your baby ugly, as some people say. and you tune them out. Well, in business, that's not going to serve you well. It may seem to serve you well, it makes you feel protected or whatever. But when you put a shell around yourself, a shield around yourself, not only does it protect you, but it blocks your blessings too. It blocks you from receiving. So protecting your ears, like this little monkey's doing, is not just protecting you, it's also blocking you from hearing what you do need to hear. And so I'm going to give you a suggested solution for this. It is human. It's human not to want to hear negative feedback. Nothing wrong with that in normal everyday life. But in business, you have to find ways to work around that. So how about this? If you take things personally, if you know that you're the kind of person that can't just objectively look at survey or feedback and be able to filter out the personal part of that and leave that to the side and just focus on what value you can grab out of what the person's saying so that you can improve your business. If you can't do that objectively on your own, then you need to assign someone on your team to do that or hire somebody, such as a virtual assistant. And there are other consultants. There are survey consultants who can actually put together your surveys for you and analyze them for you. And they can put everything into quantified reports, into a report with numbers. And they make it less personal. They depersonalize it so that you can focus on the value of the information and not on that they called your baby ugly. So that's a great tip I've learned from mentors and coaches in the past. And I know that that's extremely effective at helping you to listen better. A lot of times people, they're not trying to be non-objective. It's just part of their personality. So it's nothing wrong with you looping someone in to be your strength in that area. If you're weak in that area, there's nothing wrong with you looping someone in. That's part of learning how to market like a queen. You have to learn what you're strong at. And last night, when I had my interview, or yesterday rather, when I had my interview, one of the ladies that was interviewed was Teresa. Teresa said the same thing. Sometimes you have to know what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are, and you have to know when to loop somebody that's stronger into your circle so that they can take that piece over. You don't want to make your business weak because you're weak in that area. So teamwork makes the dream work. I shared that on the interview yesterday too. Teamwork makes the dream work. Build out your team. You should never, ever, 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 ever expect that over time your business is going to continue to be successful with you just doing everything all by yourself. For instance, there's a really, really good comedian named Akintunde. Yes, that is his real name. It's not made up. Akintunde is one of the craziest, I don't like to call him crazy, one of the funniest comedians I've ever heard. He's considered to be a clean comedian. He's one of the guys that comes into our church sometimes and does comedy. Actually, I think they produce him through their record company. So anyway, Akintunde's wife manages him. Even though it's just him up on that stage, behind the scenes, he's got somebody on his team to support him. Any actor, any performer, any musician, anybody that has a successful career, they have a team behind them. Anybody that has a successful business, they have a team behind them. You may start on your own, no problem. You have to start somewhere, but you make a plan so that you can build a team. You never want to leave yourself out there as an island. One hurricane hit that thing and it come down, right? So don't be an island. Build your team, learn whatever's needed so that you can have a part of your team or yourself, if you're good at it, over this customer feedback thing. It's important to listen to your customers. Don't tune them out. Now, here's some more tips for you. So how can you start up strong on social media? How can you listen better on social media? Well, instead of assuming that you fully understand your ideal client, ask them and listen well. When you listen well, then that means that you're really seeking to understand what they're saying so that you can serve them more and serve them better. Okay? And you're probably thinking, well, how in the world do you do that? Well, here's my next tip for you. One of the greatest listening tools you can use in business is surveys. Now, we use a survey here at MarketLikeAQueen.com. You can take it for free. You just go over to MarketLikeAQueen.com and click on the button there and order that survey for free. It's a free survey. And once you do that, you can also get a complimentary follow-up session. It's called a marketing clarity session. Help you get clear. We want to listen to you through our survey, but we also want you to listen to us and get our feedback so that we can help point you in the right direction. A lot of people are signing up for marketing services such as website services or social media services, but they don't really understand what it is they really need help with. And so they end up either wasting time doing all those things and not really having a real understanding or a real plan, or they end up even wasting money on it. And so our goal is to help prevent some of that by understanding what your marketing needs are first before we start recommending what services that we offer that would serve you well and help you with your goals. So our goal is to use our marketing needs survey to listen. And as we listen to you, we read through that feedback carefully. We talk to you about it too, if there's any clarification needed, when you have your call. And by the way, I think I meant to say, and I'm not sure if I said it, when you take our marketing needs survey, at the end of the survey, after the survey's over, you actually do get a complimentary session for your marketing clarity session. After you take the survey, you can get that access to that coupon. Okay? All right, so our goal is to make sure that we really hear you and that we're really recommending what we already know through, we've been doing this for over 20 years. We want to make sure we're recommending to you based on having listened to you, but also based out of our expertise and our experience. So it's a combination. It's listening on both sides. We listen to you, but when you meet with us, you also have to listen to us. And that comes to, okay, so I'll get to this point later, but when it comes to us listening to you, that's fine and good. But for you to get stronger with your marketing so that you can market like a queen, there are some times where you need to listen to us too. And I'll talk about it more in a second, but let me tell you about SurveyMonkey.com. I've been using them for a long time, and this is not an endorsement. I'm not getting any money if you sign up for SurveyMonkey.com, but it's a reliable tool. I've used this company for several years, probably almost the entire time I've been on the internet. I've used SurveyMonkey, and I've learned how to use them better over time. I've taken time to continue learning and honing my skills, my survey skills. Eventually, I definitely am planning on delegating that to a team member who is more advanced in their skills with surveys. But for now, I'm the one in our organization that does the surveys, and they have been a huge help to me. I'll just let you know, honestly, when you sit on the phone with someone that is a potential new client and you have absolutely no idea what their needs are, that conversation can end up going on and on and on and on and on, and really not be fruitful for either one of you at all. But when you do take the time to listen to their needs first and then sit and talk with them, you can have a highly impactful conversation because you're extremely focused. You know exactly what it is that they said they needed. You know exactly what it is that you recommend for them, and you just hit all those important points. It gives you more space to focus in and for them to focus in and ask questions about more critical things that maybe the survey didn't have room for. It gives you a better feel for where they're really at. Are they a good fit? If not, then you know exactly how to refer them to one of your colleagues who might have the types of skills or the type of services or products that they need. So doing a survey can be very beneficial for many different reasons, but those are some of the main ones. And they can really help build your confidence. Now, this is all about confidence stealers, right? When you listen better, you knock away the opportunities for confusion and offense to come into play. And unfortunately, that's part of being human, to misunderstand or even to get offended. That's just part of being human. But when you learn how to use certain skills and tools in a fashion that helps you expand your expertise, then it helps to knock away some of those human error things that can come up. And when you're able to take that out of the equation, it really can boost your business, boost your confidence. And also, as your confidence is built up, it helps your customers really feel that you're paying attention to them. It helps them feel that they can trust you. And a lot of business coaches use the term know, like, and trust. That is critical with marketing. If they don't know you, they'll never trust you, and they certainly will never develop a liking for you. When people feel that you're really listening to them, the other thing is they get flattered. So that helps them to like you a lot more, a lot faster, because they can see that you're asking intelligent questions in line with your industry, number one. They can see your expertise from the questions that you've asked, but they can also see, beyond just that industry thing. They can see that, you have the chops to help them. They don't really care how many degrees you have. A lot of business coaches will talk about this too. People don't really care how many degrees you have, how smart you have. They want to know if you can help them. That's all they want. They just want to get the help they need. And so when you take the time to really listen, it opens that door up for them to see beyond just the titles. Okay, so that's a great way. Listening doesn't just open the door for you to hear them. It also opens the door for them to trust you so that they'll hear you too. So what I talked about briefly earlier, I alluded to this. You need to keep learning so you can start up strong. Pros like me, our team, we know practical business listening skills. We can teach you some things, and you'll see it pop up in about 5 minutes. Our blog actually has more information on this topic. If you go over to marketlikeaqueen.com/blog, you'll see an article about this topic of confidence stealers. But anyway, when you're willing to continue learning, that's what helps you to not just start up strong, but to keep going strong. None of us arrive. Everybody that I know, no matter how old they are, no matter how long they've been in business, no matter what kind of business they have, no matter how much money they do or don't make, all of us that are continuing to move forward in our businesses, all of us keep learning. You never arrive. So be willing to keep learning. There are people at different levels of marketing and different types of marketing that I lean on for wisdom and support. One of them is HubSpot. Again, I don't get a referral fee from sending you over there, but HubSpot.com, they have some of the very best marketing advice that you could possibly look for. Now, Trina Newby, one of my business coaches, she is last night or yesterday during our interview, one of the great things she said that I agreed with was that as entrepreneurs, as women CEOs, is specifically what we were talking about on there, we have to be careful about spending too much time trying to learn skills that we should be delegating. So you have to discern the difference between the things that are part of your core business and your brilliance and the value that you bring to the table. You have to know when it's time to invest more time and money in learning those things versus when it's time to go look at some free article or some free training about marketing when that's not your core thing. Sometimes you need to leave that to a team member to go learn those things and let them take that time and invest money in them to go take that time to learn. And then once they've learned, they come back to your organization stronger, ready to take over those things for you, and you can continue to focus on your brilliant area. So I'm just warning you that as you're learning about surveys and listening skills in business and things like that, if that's not something you really need to be doing, then make sure you have a plan, a written plan for who in your organization is going to take on that role. That is important. I believe that sometimes you'll see that in different companies as a quality improvement specialist or even customer service officer. I think sometimes you'll have like a COO, a Chief Operating Officer. In our company, that's who's heading up our customer service area. So you have to make sure that you're focusing your energy on the things that you really do need to be learning, and leave the rest to other staff or team members or hired consultants. And then that will protect your time and protect your money. It'll keep you from wasting money on learning that you didn't need to have in the first place, right? So I believe that's pretty much it. I just want to give you, again, the shout out for the blog is marketlikeaqueen.com/blog. Make sure that you go over there and join the newsletter community, and you'll get the updates by email, including updates with these videos from these Tuesday chats. But I do hope you'll join us live on one of the Tuesdays during your lunch hour, 12 p.m. Tuesdays, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Thanks for watching. Be blessed. Bye-bye.